instilled that in them. They've already wrapped up the German league. This is bonus time here for ALBA Berlin. A place in the Euro League awaits them if they win this. Some recognition here on the T-shirts of UNICEF and the relationship there with EuroLeague. We saw the CEO talking courtside there with Robbie. What a great job this organisation has done to take European basketball to just new heights.
Well, this whole competition is just climbing in stature every year. I mean, the EuroLeague is the pinnacle for all these teams, and of course the winner takes that berth next year. But this competition is gaining notoriety around Europe for sure, and in far reaches around the world too, thanks to Eurosport too.
Well, here we go with the individual announcements for the teams, and Valencia coming out first. The big man there, Kosta Perovic, had a great game yesterday. I don't think he's going to get the same amount of impact that he had yesterday. One of the guys that was really quiet for Valencia yesterday was Victor Kleber. What a talent that man is. Young man of the year for Eurocup basketball. He's got to step up, Mick, surely.
Well, does he have to step up? There's plenty of players around him, and the job got done without him last night. You say he had a quiet game, but he was there. He was a presence. He had the ball in his hands, and he took some tough shots down the lane, down the end of the game too.
Well, one of the last guys coming out there is Matt Nielsen. He really is the heart and soul for me of this lineup.
Oh, well, you'd take Matt Nielsen's first pick in the playground, wouldn't you? The bruiser. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He is everything for this. I mean, we talk about it when he used to play for Vilnius in the old days of the Eurocup. This man can play, and he said he is everything for this team.
Well, Coach Spahar has got his team. They're in fourth place at the moment in the ACB. Favourites to lift this competition now, but this is the team that is on a crest of emotion with their coach instilling a belief that they can lift this Eurocup title. And the first man out, Derek Byers, summed it up for me yesterday. The passion he showed with his defensive effort, the offense he brought to this team, really summed up the way that they as a unit perform. And let's not forget, they're German players, Mick. Stefan Hamann always makes a massive contribution. They get contributions all the way down their bench.
Well, they don't have too many German players on the team. They've got 5 Americans from US colleges out there, and there's one of them walking onto the floor right there, Jenkins followed by Wright. But Mark, I think the biggest shame about this tournament is the German fans couldn't follow their team, could they? And they had to pack out the O2 Arena to watch it live back in Berlin. It's just a sad coincidence that's contrived to make this a great party for the ALBA club, but not shared by many fans traveling.
Well, talking about the problems with it, try to spare a thought for our Eurosport 2 colleague Roy Birch, who's stuck as well abroad. And
hey, wait a minute, Roy's sitting on the beach. Don't feel sorry for Roy.
Well, let's not feel too sorry for him, because that gives us the chance here to be privileged enough to commentate on one of the highlights of the European basketball season, the Eurocup final, and we're going to get a chance to speak to Coach Spahar from Valencia. Let's see his thoughts just before the start of this game. Coach Spahar, courtside with Danny.
Completely different styles of basketball. The final is going to be really, really interesting.
Of course, like we said yesterday, it's going to be a tough game. Both of teams, different philosophy of the basketball. We will see what's going to be enough. We want to play our style. We want to play the same offense, better defense, and of course, adjust on the situation on the court.
Okay, thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Coach Spahar again mentioned that word, Mick, defense.
A wonderful word, isn't it? My admiration for Coach Spahar wearing the orange tie. You know, I used to play for a team that used to play in orange, and it's hard, I'm telling you. It is tough finding someone to match up with orange every night.
Well, he's a man who's got a few suits and shirts that would go with his orange. And but again, how important, because last night they just outscored their opposition. The guy who they've got to outscore tonight is Luka Persejevic, and what a performance his team put up last night. His thoughts now are going to be courtside again with Danny, and I'm sure he's going to be focusing on defense too. And he's one of the guys he's got to stop. We're just going to get Coach Persejevic lined up to speak to Danny courtside and get a chance to hear what he thinks. It's going to be quick. I know it's going to be quick because he's one of the most focused coaches I've ever seen. Here he is courtside.
Coach, what is going to be the key of the game?
I have to ask you again, what was the question?
What's going to be the key of the game? The key?
Well, us the key is to, again, discipline the game into the moment that we don't allow the talent of Valencia to take over. They are very talented and have many options in offense. For us, we will have to work patiently and properly offensively, not to allow them transitions, and we will have to be ready to protect ourselves on the main aspects of their inside game, pick and roll game, and screen game for the shooters.
Thank you very much and good luck.
Well, in a very short question and a very, very detailed answer, and that sums his team up. His attention to detail is what makes him the coach he is.
Well, what a great coach, and the only problem is I'm not sure he'd be very good on the good night out, would he? He's a bit serious for me at times. He could lighten up a bit, but I'm no way rude with Shasta Djordjevic, because Djordjevic obviously would lighten the mood on those trips with the national team abroad. But what a great coach, what a great job he's done with his club. And you know, it's coaches that make teams. I mean, you talk about players making the shots, but you know, you have to give the players the confidence to play. And I think Pavicevic puts a discipline in this team that they all respond to and they all believe in, and they sign up to it, and that's it, we're going with it. And he's got some great athletes on this team, and there's an upset in the making tonight, Mark.
Well, there's the starting lineup, Smick. It's same way for ALBA Berlin, and Dragan Dojcin last yesterday in the semi-final. Bit of an unsung hero, because I described him yesterday as the glue that was holding his team together. Very experienced player. Every team needs that sort of balance.
Well, does the dirty work, doesn't he? 25 minutes he played, took one shot. I mean, you'd have a hard time playing 25 minutes when you're taking one shot, wouldn't you?
Well,
I mean, it would.
Then again, at my level, I'm not sure.
It's tough to do, but it just shows you he does all the dirty work for the team and just doing whatever needs to be done at every offense and every defensive play.
Well, the Valencia lineup and the starting lineup, to me, has got and Coach Savic said it as well, so many offensive options. If they get going from the three-point line, wow, this is going to give this team some problems. DeColo, he's been carrying an injury. Let's not forget, he's played yesterday. Well, he did look injured in the first half yesterday, but he did really get a little bit cold in the second. Injury could still be a factor, but if he struggles, Rafa Martinez, even though he turned his ankle, he steps up with a huge game yesterday.
Wow, Nando DeColo, 20 points at halftime, Mark. There was no way he was going to be a hero the second half. You know, you're just going to be earmarked to be guarded closely, and I don't think Nando DeColo is going to get off this game either. The stage is set for other Valencian players, as in Mike Nielsen, Victor Claver to come to the party, and maybe Sergej Lishtuk too.
Players just about ready to come out. One of the highlights of European basketball season, the Eurocup final here on Eurosport 2, just about to start. Well, you're joining us here with the pictures of the two coaches, Luka Vasevic and Nevan Svaha. Those two coaches have led their teams to the final of the 2010 Europe Cup. Here in Vitoria, the gym is packed. Fans of the Bilbao team, fans of the Greek Panellonius team have stayed here to witness what is going to be a great game. ALBA Berlin in the yellow, in the purple-coloured shirts are Valencia. Here we go for the final. And Valencia will control the basketball. Nando DeColo and Victor Claver. Interesting matchups, Mick, at the start of this game. DeColo guarded by Rashard Wright. That's going to be a matchup for Wright all night. Martinez guarded by McElroy. Martinez gets to the basket, kicks it, extra pass, puts it on the floor, and as Claver gets to the basket. Oh my word, what a start!
Well, we talked about Mark not sitting on the three-point line taking jump shots. Claver had it, but look at this for the first play of the game.
Wow,
down, baby. That's
why he's a first-round draft pick. That's why he is one of those talked about talents, and that's why he's the 2010 Young Player of the Year. Hook shot for Chavis short. Chance here for Valencia to come really build on. What a start.
I'll tell you what, Mark, he threw one down against Ariston. I thought it was just a play of the week. That is even better, that move. That is going to go a long way around this world.
DeColo gets the offensive rebound off the Martinez miss.
Yeah, that was a quick shot from Martinez, but you know what? It'll settle him down. Shooters need to get the hand in the ball in the hands, and get a good shot off to begin the game.
Good defense on the pick and roll. Offense strategy there to show really hard on that ball screen. And this is going to be a bit of a chess match.
Yeah, that's a weakness of Valencia. With DeColo at the point guard, they will not be able to bisect the pick and roll. So he will have to go the long way round. He's not that agile yet.
Well, here he is, Rashard Wright, got the guarding duties. 8 seconds on the shot clock. DeColo gets to the basket, throws it over his head, and with nice little finish by Perovic, and he makes two. 4-0 start for Valencia.
Yeah, Mark, you talk about Claver. I think Nando DeColo is going to be hard to hang on to this summer. His stock is rising by the minute.
Looking inside here, Chubb trying to get him going early, gets out the 3-second keyway, gets it back, finds Byers, he'll fire. Oh, nice fake, steps back, great defense by Martinez. Wow, what an effort. Both teams really going hard at it defensively, and we've got a 24-second violation. Wow, what a start by Valencia.
Mark, ALBA come into this game not shooting threes, and there must have been 3 opportunities to shoot the three. They want to take one going to the hoop to begin with, and Deutschen gets caught out, blocked the shot, and the shot clock violation.
Indication of the discipline of the team. This is what Perovic wants, and they're trying to give it to him. Here's Kosta Perovic going to work on the inside. Much more size than Chubb. Rashad Wright will get the rebound, but they called the foul on Deutschen under the basket on the...
Mark, you talked about Perovic not playing many minutes. You know, as long as they have players like Sekulic out there, that means Perovic and his substitute Liščak will be playing time, and Perovic can play. He's getting better by the game.
Here's the Colo. Comes off the screen. Sekulic trying to get back in there. Martinez has it stripped. Wright's hit the floor. Great hustle by both lineups.
Now, nice play from Rashad Wright there. Get the body on the floor. Get the momentum going your way with a bit of hustle play.
Rashad Wright sets it up. Deutschen gets it moving. Byers has got to think about shooting the basketball. Here he is, guarded by Nielsen. Got to exploit that matchup. Pulls the trigger for 3. Rims out. DeColo comes down with a defensive rebound.
Well, one thing I think for sure is that ALBA missed shots. They're not going to get many rebounds. They're not very active in the post. Adam Chubb had a good big night last night, but you know what? He's not a great rebounder.
Well, DeColo's off for 3. Chance of Byers to run. They've got to get points in transition if they can, Berlin, but they're not going to try and force it.
That's the strength. The quickness is their strength. They got to go at the team, at the defense.
McElroy tries to turn the corner. Perovic shows. Corner, Byers for 3 is good. That'll settle them down. Get their first points on the board. 4-3 to take them 3 minutes to get them, but they only trail 1. ALBA Berlin get themselves going. Derek Byers hits his first 3 of the game. Matt Nielsen way outside the 3-point line. Claver for 3 is off. Now, there are times in games, Mick, we've seen it earlier in the season, where Valencia will get a bit 3-point happy and dry up.
Last night was 3-point.
Yeah,
they were on fire.
Deutschen pulls the trigger for 3. That's a weird-looking one, but great work on the boards by Sekulic.
Now, Sekulic going following the rebound, and Mark, you've got to get in there. And I like that. If Chubb can do the same thing and be a presence on the offensive boards, they're going to hang around.
Well, here's DeColo, guarded by Wright. Nielsen looking to go to work in the post, and Deutschen tries to back him in. Wright's going to get caught, I think, for trying to reach, but...
you know, that's a scouting play all over. If Matt Nielsen gets the ball low post, he's only going one way into the middle like that, and the number of times he draws fouls. Move your feet. Here's a freeze from Deutschen that gets rebounded by Sekulic. You know, Sekulic is going for his 2nd Eurocup title. He won with Real Madrid a couple of years ago.
Rotations early off of the Berlin bench. Trav gets into the game to the first action of the night for him. Perovic had inside position, but Golmak did a great job staying with the play. That's what makes Berlin better now, that Golmak can come into the game. Chubb can come in the game. They've got 4 guys that can rotate on the inside. Golmak. Rashad Wright coming back. Gets an advantage on that. Pulls the trigger for the long 2. He's got off. I think we're going to get Chubb for the push in the back. Matt Nielsen made a lot of noise on that play. Tentative start by both teams. You'd expect that, Mick. 5-4, 4.5 minutes gone. Low scoring to start with.
Well, don't forget last night in the Valencia game, Liščak didn't come on until 9 minutes gone in the first quarter. It'd be interesting to see where his first appearance tonight. We've seen Adam Chubb, the superstar, last night for... in fact, there is Liščak now, I think, on the floor. No, it's Perovic, my fault.
Perovic going to the block, little bump there. Good defense there by Berlin. They really shown that screen hard. Martinez gets to the middle, kicks it. Nielsen way outside the 3. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kleber's going to have to shoot this. Steps back for three, way off.
Now 2 threes back-to-back for Kleber, and both missed, and he started the game with the biggest dunk we've seen in this Final Four yet.
Ooh, what a dunk that was. That's a highlight. That's going to be a lot of NBA teams looking at that one. There's already been drafted though, so Golmack on the floor against Nilsson, caught for a travel. Matt Nilsson just is so smart. He set himself up around. Once Golmack had established his pivot foot, then he made it tough for him to beat by the way he played his defense. Just love the way Nilsson plays.
I thought Nilsson would have got a foul though, Mark, if a travel hadn't been caught. I think the referees were quick to get Jericho Golmack on that one.
Well, 5-4, 5 minutes into the first quarter. Wow, 5 minutes has just flown past. DeColo. Nilsson going inside, hasn't taken a shot yet. Had a chance to go. Golmack is going to get called for the reach.
Yeah, we saw that last night, didn't we, with the Panellini's defense trying to guard the low post, reaching as the ball's coming in. It's an obvious foul straight away, and there's no way Golmack is going to get battered that much by Nilsson. At least give it a try.
Out of bounds here for Valencia. Rafa Martinez. DeColo. They haven't really structured anything at the moment, Valencia. They're going inside here to try to isolate, and I think that's a matchup they can exploit. Perovic is going to be tough to guard for any of this Alba Berlin team.
And the problem for Pavicevic, he started switching screens, and if you switch too much, there's a mismatch in there.
Golmack kicks. McElroy for three is off. And Perovic adds to his stats and comes up with a defensive rebound. Good start here for the serve Perovic there. Excellent job. In the block again. They go into him. Going against Chubb, and Chubb's going to get called for the foul on the floor. No, he's called it on the floor. I think he pointed to the floor on the dribble.
Oh, it's a great move from Kosta Perovic, though.
Decent move, decent move.
And you know, this is going to have problems all night for Berlin if they don't sort this post situation out, because when Perovic takes a break, his sub's going to be Sergei Lishtuk, and he will be all sorts of problems as well for the German club.
All 2 meters 17 of Kosta Perovic.
Chubb sits down, Mark, too. The hero last night, 27 points. You know, Mark, he'd never played as many minutes as he did last night. He'd never taken as many shots as he did last night all season. What a night to produce the best.
Got to step up on the big nights, and he definitely did last night. Perovic is good from the line. He has been, apart from the Kleber dunk in the first play, it's been about Perovic at the moment. He is the thorn in the side of Berlin at the start of this game. Jenkins joins the action. A lot of offense on the floor for Berlin now from the perimeter. They are quick. McElroy looks inside. Little running jump hook is no good. And already going to the bench here is Samil Nalga. Makes that pretty ugly looking jump hook there. And 8-5 for Valencia. Interesting to see how Perovic is getting people into the game early. He's obviously conscious of the effort from last night. He's got to keep his lineup fresh. Kleber, great move. Nice wraparound pass. Perovic can't handle it. Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Kleber gets it away. And it's no good. Alba Berlin's defense works again.
Well, Mark, Victor Kleber, you talk about people looking around the world. What a great crosser. What a great pass. And there's Jenkins a chance to get going. Something has to click this Berlin team into action.
Oh, nice pass. Golmack steps inside. Extra pass. Wide open for three is good. There's an excellent offensive set there. Golmack with the assist.
Yeah, Stefan Harmon, Mark,
Stefan Harmon
the German international. You know, much needed. He's been a big stalwart of this team.
Right, offensive foul.
And a bit of the referees get involved, trying to equalize things out. Spahia said, listen, that's going to go on all day long. You call it both ends. But, Mark, you talked about last night, 5 minutes gone. Look at the score last night. It was over into the late teens, wasn't it? As Harmon hits that big, long three, the assist from Golmack.
Well, you said that right at the top of the show, though, Mick. You didn't think that Valencia would come out nailing threes in the same way they did last night. And they're not. 8-8. It's a Berlin score at the moment. Jenkins gets the ball inside. Whoa, interesting pass. Golmack for three of his feet set is off.
I tell you what, Mark, this favours Berlin all over, doesn't it? Because the score is down low, the pace is high octane. Both teams playing fairly well offensively, but Valencia just not scoring at all.
Right, a defensive preparation. Don't forget,
Another offensive foul too. Look at that. That's on Nielsen.
They caught him for holding the shirt.
Yeah, Nielsen backing in. You'll probably find an arm wrapped around. Let's have a look. It's Nielsen, 44. There it is. There's your foul.
Yeah.
Right arm.
And again.
I wouldn't say grabbing the rear end of a defender is the best thing to do.
He did it once and the referee let it go. Could did it again. Referee called it. Nice spot by the official. Little high post thing. Gomax got open. Byers in the corner. Gets it. Byers finds himself open. Long two. Turns it down.
And Byers has nailed a three already. He's got to feel he's quite hot.
Man, great spacing by Berlin. They've got to guard Jenkins and they've got to guard Byers, and her man just sliced through the middle.
Apology to both referees as he's tipped the ball as he's made the layup, and the referees will be after him for that, for delay of game.
Wow, I just love the feel. This is European basketball at its best. Here's the Colo. Kaladi comes up open, turns down, steps back for three. Doesn't get one. Great rebound. It's off for Perovic, and
that will be bedtime for Costa Perovic, I can see. And maybe Spahia will think he's getting a bit weary out there. And maybe the sub list took to come in. A foul there, Martinez.
That's his second foul. Martinez pulls his second foul trying to guard Jenkins. And you've just got to love the way Berlin have set themselves up. Only less than a day to prepare for this game. Their spacing is excellent. And they are really giving Valencia lots of questions here.
Milinovic comes in, played big minutes last night, hit 2 threes late in the game. Mark, I'll tell you one thing, Julius Jenkins doesn't start the game. He's the top scorer in this ALBA team. But look at the effect he's having. He's so difficult to guard. His movement off the ball is incredibly quick and very economical.
Right, he'll get it now, guarded by Milinovic. Now, Milinovic is prone to foul sometimes. Jenkins may try and go at him early. Just off the bench, steps back, pulls the trigger for three. That's a long three.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. He's making the defense think he's got range, and now Milinovic will have to step up and play a bit closer next time.
Colo, Beatrice in the game for Valencia, puts it on the floor. More athletic option now on the inside. Both teams running the substitutions. Both teams obviously back-to-back games. It's a tough ask. Perovic is still in the game. Marinovic for three. Wow.
No, that was
wow.
DeColo, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
DeColo's first three. He made, was it 4 in the first half last night, and there's 20 points, maybe 5 I think it was.
Well, DeColo with Hammar all over him. Jenkins comes to get it. Gets the high post screen. Pulls the trigger for three himself. Doesn't get it. Oh, great work on the board.
Foul.
Beatrice gets the block.
No foul. It was a foul. You've got to call that. Kamal Naga there gets the offensive rebound and needs to go a bit harder maybe.
11-10. Valencia have the lead. Should be the last Valencia shot. DeColo's guarded. And underneath, no good on the shot. And we've got a foul called on Perovic.
Mark, Nando DeColo would have shot that three last night. You know, and that's the fair side of him. You know, the distribution, the point guard mentality he's got. Hits Florent Petrus. Petrus does come up some oops-to-do shot. Look at that shot. That's not good. You've got to shoot the shot next time, DeColo. Take the game into your own hands.
Perovic, well, I'm not sure.
You said block, Mike. You might go in right too.
Yeah, he's all that action happened above the ring, and the refs let it happen. So.
Well, Sergei Lishtuk got about a minute of the first quarter last. He got 14 seconds tonight. He's going to think why he's at least
holding for the last shot. 5 seconds. A man penetrates, gets a bump. No call, and Kaladi will throw out the prayer. It's way off. Wow, well, it's the first quarter. 10-11. Both teams showing a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of tiredness, but what we've got is a 1-point basketball game at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll join you after the commercials.
Usando el código promocional que encontrarás en el folleto de tu asiento. Con tu apuesta.com podrás disfrutar de retransmisiones de partidos en directo. Ganar está al alcance de todos. Hazte cliente y disfruta de las ventajas y promociones exclusivas de miapuesta.com. Apoya a tu equipo a ganar la Eurocup. Vente a miapuesta.com. Ladies and gentlemen, miapuesta.com, the Europe Premium Online Bookmaker and official sponsor of Eurocup Finals, offers you the best odds for this competition. Take advantage of the gift coupon you will find in your seat. Miapuesta.com presents you €5 to feel the emotions of basketball. Register for free at miapuesta.com using the promotional code you will find in the flyer. Thanks to ViaPuesta.com, you will be able to watch the games live and enjoy multi-bet.
Well, welcome back to an absolutely electric atmosphere in the gym here in Vitoria. Mick, it's 11-10. Yesterday it was a phenomenal offensive game. Now we've got only 21 points between them.
We're looking at a 45-44 finish to this game, the lowest scoring Eurocup final in history. Mark, there's no way it was going to kick off like last night. 16 for 29 Valencia were for the three-point line. First quarter, they're 1 for 7, so they're on line to take another 28 three-pointers, but you know what? They're not going to hit 16 tonight. And the only three-pointer for them, Nando De Colo.
What a start by Claver, though, and then they stopped attacking the basket.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You know, the number of times I've seen him play, Matt Nielsen's always an object of desire for them in the low post. You know, once tonight, that's it. And what worries me is the fact that last night's specter still hangs over this game. They still think they're going to come out and blow this team out from the three-point line. It's not going to happen.
Well, ALBA Berlin with the possession at the start of the second quarter. Here's a man, Byers, trying to look for Jenkins in the corner. Comes off that screen, got some options. Gormak's in the post here, trying to create, and we've got a travel cord. Florian Pietrus, there's no way Gormak's got to try and play quicker than Pietrus. His defense, his athleticism is much, much superior to Gormak's athleticism.
Well, there's no way Gormak takes two dribbles on offense. I'm sorry, you either shoot it or pass it.
Absolutely
One
right.
dribble to the hoop, two dribbles, forget it.
Marinovic taking over point guard duties for Valencia. Finds this chick. Kaladi thinks about the three, takes the three with Byers all over him. Decent defense again by Berlin. They're extending, they're really taking Valencia out of their rhythm.
The three-point line could be their Achilles heel tonight, couldn't it really?
Byers.
It's always favor for ALBA Berlin. There's foul in the back. Oh, it's an offensive foul. This same call, same referee. Lichtek's got a hooking foul.
It's 11-10. The spacing was good that time for Berlin, though. They created that open look on the inside, and Seklukic got...
Seklukic, my fault. Got the wrong way around, yeah.
Seklukic got really deep, and he just had a little bit of a hook. Man, full court pressure defense.
And this is what you want. Take De Colo out of the game. That's your point guard for Valencia. Can't get the ball.
It's Marinovic guarded by Rashad Wright. Well, hats off to both coaches. In a short space of time, a man gets caught trying to take the ball off De Colo. He wants to know why. Look at that. Butter wouldn't melt in that mouth.
And you know what, Mark? It's an obvious call. Anytime you reach for the ball, the referee's got to make a decision. At that time, he got unlucky. But, you know, as soon as De Colo starts wrestling with the ball, there's only one outcome. It's a foul for Harmon.
Harmon gets called for the foul here. Marinovic pulls the trigger really quickly. Nails one. Marinovic.
Well, he was the hero in game one against Aris in that semi-final. Off the bench, 18 points, 17 minutes. Now, you can't believe he'd come and do the same tonight, can you?
They've just got to get a little bit of calmness into the offensive execution now. Just wait for the things you get. Get shots you practice. 7 seconds on the shot clock. This is not good. Gormak's had to pick it up. Rashad Wright, fumble. Got to get it away. Does. Byers. Off, got people on the boards. Lischuk with a defensive rebound.
Well, Marinovic now a chance to break it too. You know, it's funny, they don't get too many shots in transition, Valencia. They will always bring it out and run an offense.
Marinovic, Lischuk walked all over Wright, no call. De Colo gets to the keyway, ball knocked away, and we got a whistle. A man's called again for the reach.
That's tough, because I thought it was a late whistle. I thought Harmon got all ball, and maybe the foul was underneath on Gormak. Harmon will sit down with 2 fouls.
Well, both coaches, well, in fact, all 4 coaches talked in their pre-game interviews and stuff that we've done here on Eurosport talked about defense. Well, literally the first game of the Final Four here, defense is ruling at the moment. Only 14-10. Valencia just had the lead. Lischuk can't pass that because Gormak's helping. Pietrus never makes that shot. That's not his game at all.
Mark, last 2 shots for Valencia have both been 3-pointers. De Colo's 3 and Marinovic's 3.
Defense is everywhere. Pietrus, that's what he's good at. He's such an athlete. His defensive intensity, they call him for the foul, but look how far ALBA Berlin are having to come out to get into their offensive sets.
Yeah, but I think the negative side of that, Mark, is the holding. The foul's called, isn't it? So ALBA get the offense. They get another chance. De Colo will sit down.
Someone's got to break the defense down here. The defense is spread and the pressure on the ball is intense. Maybe there's a little bit too much activity around the ball. Maybe just give a bit of space and see if we can take people on. Claver's getting a finish this one. Hold on to your hats. Oh, he took the easy layup. Victor Claver with a steal. 16-10. Timeout, Alba Berlin.
Yeah, Pavicevic wants to little talk it over, and you're right, Mark. The offense is just stationary. In some ways, I think Alba's lucky that Valencia's not really firing all cylinders at this part of the game, as Claver goes up with an exquisite little finger roll.
Wow, finished beautifully after the steal. And there's so much activity around the basketball. The defense is really intense, and that's what's really been the undoing of Alba. Coach Pacevic talked a lot about his pick and roll game. He talked a lot about being disciplined. At the moment, though, there's a lot of bodies around the ball. There's no space to play.
Yeah, and I think pick and roll is all well and good, but you have to adapt to what the defense gives you. I think what's important in pick and roll is how you move the other three players around the floor on the weak side or on the strong side, wherever you want to put them. Look at the way the Valencia play the pick and roll, and there's a lot more movement, a lot more cutting to the hoop, a lot more body action.
Well, these Berlin fans here, a little bit subdued. They're just waiting for their coach to come up with the answer, which is what he did yesterday. Well, the timeout for Alba Berlin. They only have 10 points in the game, but they still only trail 6. So sooner or later, that offense is going to start to click. But 7:28 in the second quarter still to go. And it's been a tremendous performance by Valencia defensively, even though at the moment their offense is stuttering itself. It's as Coach Bahar said right at the top of this Final Four 2 days ago, when he was interviewed, he was always emphasizing defense, and that's what his team have come out with now. Now they're extending the defense up the floor. Rashad Wright guarded by Marinovic. Full court. It's all about wearing people down. Rashad Wright.
Well, I think it's time to get Julius Jenkins back in the game. Although he might be carrying that injury, I think everything revolves around Jenkins. He's got the experience, and he's an MVP winner.
A little bit more movement this time. Now there's a bit more space, but he's gone back to the traffic. Rashad Wright shakes inside, scoops one up. Great work on the boards by both teams.
No, that's out of a timeout too, Mark, so it wasn't very productive.
Nope.
A chance here to extend this lead.
16-10, and Valencia, Marinovic kicks. Kaladi will shoot that for 3. Nails one, and this is the problem that Berlin will have. If they dry up, sooner or later, this high-powered offense will just start to pour it in.
Well, Pavicevic, Mark, has had his timeout 30 seconds ago. Now he needs to look to the subs bench to get some little impetus markers in there. He's gone there. He's straight to the bench.
Looks like Chubb's going to come back. I think it's Chubb coming in. He needs to.
This is how you run games when you haven't got timeouts to use. Use the subs.
Golmack, and we've got a foul on Marinovic off the ball as he switched.
And that's not good either for Valencia. That's a little momentum breaker for them. So it settles things down for Alba. It gives a chance for Pavicevic to get the sub in. Golmack sits down. Chubb comes in. Adam Chubb, the star of last night, 27 points. Came out the first quarter, didn't do much then.
Well, they got Chubb the ball last night off by spreading the floor. They ran a little high post pick and roll, little horns type offense, 2 screeners, and then they just threw Chubb down to the basket. But he's not back in the game here. Deutschen's back and Seklukic is back. Rashad Wright finds Seklukic. He'll finish that. Knocked away, knocked back in.
Wow, unbelievable. That was out too. And I think Lischuk might have had some help in getting that in the basket.
Yep, 19-12. First 2 points of the quarter. 4 minutes in. And Berlin get the scoreboard ticking over again. That should settle them down a little bit. Seklukic shows on the screen. Kaladi, having made a 3, gets to the keyway. Pulls back for 2. Wow, Thomas Kaladi, we've seen him for a number of years here on Eurosport 2. He can just flat out score.
Well, and look at the play. You've got Nando De Colo on the bench. Marinovic is in there, so Kaladi now feels some sort of impetus to take things on himself.
Well, here is
5 points for Kaladi right now. You do not want to let him get off.
Here's Emmanuel McElroy. Needs his experience now, needs to come up with big plays. Rashad Wright gets to the keyway. Nice pass. Byers blocked. Finish and 1.
Tough move.
Absolute phenomenal finish by Byers. Hang time and everything. He was clattered by Lischuk, and that is a clatter when he takes you. Well, let's have a look at this.
8 feet and under, Mark. These Alba players have a bit more athleticism than the Valencia team. And Byers there is used to that little playground move, touch, bump, hang on a bit more and just bank it off. Now Chubb in the game.
Chubb in the game for Saklukic, and Byers on the free throw line. This will make it a 6-point game. Byers, excellent free throw shooter. Makes that one, no problems at all. And Marinovic has really had a good impact for Valencia since he's been in the game. Pietrus, who hardly played last night, has also sparked them on the glass. Kaladi gets it to Pietrus, who, having told you how well he's done, I thought that should have...
literally dropped it, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. But
you've got Pietrus in the game. I think it can only be as to buy time for the superstars. They would have been weary from last night.
Kaladi steps back, thinks about it, guarded by McElroy. Marinovic, there's the screen shown there by Chubb. Marinovic from way downtown is off. Team off.
No, you got to clean up your boards. There's a brick of a shot from Marinovic that hit both sides of the rim too.
Well, they get a new 24. Here's Marinovic now. Lischuk sets the screen. Chubb's got to get back. Marinovic going through traffic, gets Rashard right. Doesn't like the call, but don't really think he's got a lot of complaint on that one.
I tell you what, Marko Marinovic knows full well that he's on. He's got some extended time in this first half. I doubt if DeColo's going to come in sub for him. So the better he plays now, the better chance he has to play in the second half. Because you know full well DeColo's the first choice.
Absolutely. McElroy sits down. Both coaches happen to really get into rotations here because it's back-to-back games, and it's, you know, it's not that these guys are not in great shape. It's that they don't play back-to-back games. Some of these guys played a lot of minutes last night, and they need to be in good shape in the fourth quarter, not in the second. They need to be ready to play when it's down the end of the game. Marinovic makes the first, increases it to a 7-point lead. Marko Marinovic makes both, and it's a 23-15 lead halfway through the second quarter. Full court pressure again by Valencia, really trying to work Rashard right out. That's a way to beat the press. If you can pass it, pass it. Byers, though, guarded by Clever. That's a tough matchup, that is. Jenkins back in the game. Get you wish, Mick. He's going to... Great slicing move. Beautiful pass. Chubb misses the gimme. Well, he didn't miss anything last night.
11 for 16 last night, and I think that's his first shot tonight, and it was not quite body set, and it rolled off the backboard.
No, that's 39 and 29% from the field. That's not going to be anything to write home about. Marinovic doesn't get the drop. Lischuk lucky to get away with a
tremendous rebound from Deutschen to block out Lischuk. Now they've got to get Jenkins the ball. Jenkins has got the eye for it tonight.
Oh, they're moving the basketball. They're going to try and get Jenkins a little bit of an advantage when he sees it. Rashard Wright gets it back. Kicks it. Jenkins wide open for three. Count those.
Hey, Mark, I'm telling you, this guy can play, and he play in big games. I think he's got 3 MVP awards for playing in European tough finals.
Well, he definitely looked nothing. Was never going to miss. Nilsson looking to come back in for the last 4 minutes of the second quarter for Valencia. Marinovic shakes a little move, a crossover, gets the floater.
7 points for Marinovic, Mark. He's doing the job.
Rashard Wright pushes and decides not to go any further. In the half court now, Byers. There's the screen. Little scoop shot for Byers. Lots of bodies on the floor. He could have got a, it's got to end up with something better than that.
Oh, degree of difficulty is way up there, wasn't it? Really, finishing that, you had to get really lucky to get the roll right. Nothing happened for him.
Well, it's not happening for ALBA Berlin offensively. 18-25. They only trust 7 though. They've had the worst. Great recovery, great rotation, textbook stuff.
What's the terrible? Oh, no way.
Error after error. Kaladi. This will normally mean that they'll get a good shot, but good effort by Berlin to get back though. Transition by both teams. Effort's tremendous.
Yeah, that's a tough play down the other end. Rashard Wright just didn't get it quite right. Marinovic steals it, and now a chance for Valencia again.
This chip to the basket, gets a layup.
Yeah, and Pavicevic is going to call another timeout, Mark. Or is it sub coming in, timeout and subs?
Yeah, 9-point margin for Valencia. Now he has to make sure that in the latter stages of this second quarter, he doesn't get too much momentum for this Valencia team. He cannot let them build a double-digit lead.
No, there's no way. 9 points now. That's what you want. It's got to be better than that to get into halftime.
Well, it's Bahar taking this timeout here. We're getting to see the Valencia timeout, but it's called by ALBA Berlin. Bahar again emphasizes the defense. Now he's showing his team what he wants to finish this quarter, because at the moment he has all the momentum, Mick.
Yes, no doubt about it. They've 27 points. You wouldn't think with 27 points on the board with 2 and a bit to go in the first half, you'd be up by 9 points, but that's how miserably really ALBA have finished plays. They look good with Julius Jenkins on the ball, but apart from that, Adam Chubb from last night, it was the game of his career, really, and he can't replicate it right now. Or has not been replicated.
Not yet, but we're not even at half-time yet. Rashad Wright made this the pass of Byers, his great and one finish, but not really sure if Pasejevic yet has worked out with the best lineup he can put on the floor, because he's made a lot of changes. Some of that will be down to fatigue. Some of it will be just down for looking for a lineup that can actually be consistent. There was Jenkins creating the option for Chubb. Missed the easy two. 27-18. Last night they had 53 points. You can see that caption. Steal by Kaladi off Jenkins. He'll finish this. Jenkins tried to get back, but Kaladi makes it a double-digit lead. 29-18.
Mark, they had 10 at the quarter, the lowest in the final. They're going to have 18 close to the second half. This is a Pavicevic nightmare, isn't it, really?
Well, he's gone with his with a lineup that he believes now is probably his most potent. Saklukic blocked by Lischuk.
Oh my word. I mean, you know, you can only do as well to get your big man the ball 2 feet from the bucket. Chubb, Sekulic. Look at this play. Oh, it's the steal from Jenkins from Kalati.
Kalati quick as you like. A nice finish. But the big boys from Berlin have got to come up with some numbers. Jenkins misses the three. Nielsen hauls down a rebound.
And you know what, when it's not going well, it's not going well. Little jump shots like that, you want them to drop and you're trying extra hard, and it just doesn't go in. Look at a slow pace for Valencia, almost killing the game now.
Oh, Nielsen down the middle is fouled.
Yeah, nice pick and roll. And Mark, there we talk about all the body movement before the pick and roll. The pick and roll then gets the defense off bounds out of kilt. Look at that, straight down the lane. It has to be a foul. Manny McElroy and Nielsen, the big Australian, he's going to shoot two.
Well, Matt Nielsen straight down the middle, straight to the front of the ring, and went strong. None of this chance to be blocked. Rashad Wright's going to sit down with 1:55 to go in the second quarter. It's been a hard night at the office for Rashad Wright at the moment. Valencia have been pushing the floor with pushing up the floor with some full court pressure, but Nielsen makes the first of the free throws. Can be a bit inconsistent from the line, Matty Nielsen, but makes both. Didn't have a great full quarter on the free throw line, but did in every other aspect last night. But here's McElroy. Gulmak's in a lot of the ball a long way from the basket. Jenkins got to try and exploit his speed with the Colo. Extra pass is good that time. Gulmak thinks about the three. Finds Jenkins, pulls the trigger for three, makes it.
Yeah, tough shot from Julius Jenkins there. I think that's 8 points for Jenkins. So in anything, he's the one keeping things alight for ALBA.
Well, they've got to keep believing. Oh, Kaladi just sliced through that. Oh, chance here for Berlin to get back-to-back points for the first time. And there's the, we're in bad shape. I've got a foul, otherwise they're going to get an easy shot.
Well, you talk about slicing through the pick and roll, and, you know, he hands the pass to Matt Nielsen on a plate, but he's just a little behind him, and the big fella, like all big fellas, drop it. They have their moments, these big guys.
It's safe to say that from the comfort of the commentary booth, but here we go. McElroy gets into Jenkins again, great fake, steps back, pulls the trigger for two, is off, no yellow shirt in the keyway that time.
Just touched the side of the backboard, didn't it, Mark? Just kissed the side, and they airballed after that.
But they're hanging around now. It's only 10. For a while there, it looked like it could get really messy coming into the half-time. Kalati, turnover, yes, no. Nielsen's on the floor, finds Kalati for the soft touch and gets the two when it was almost a turnover. Great hustle by Matty Nielsen.
Yeah, that's
21
tough for ALBA, isn't it? You know, you missed a shot and you can't get or you get the turnover almost, and you can't get the ball, hands on the ball.
Gilmack, one time he's got to shoot that. He can't beat people on the dribble. It's not his game at all. We're going to get a whistle called, and the foul is on Saklukic. And as you said, when it's not going your way, it doesn't ever go your way. And Gilmack he's never employed for his ability to beat people on the dribble.
No, and where Eurocup is good is hitting that 18-foot jump shot, but you catch the ball on the three-point line, nobody's going to come out and play it that far out, so that no wonder the pump fake doesn't work.
Saklukic with another foul, that's his second. But Saklukic spent some time in Spain with Real Madrid, one of the most talked about players when he was coming through age group ranks. Finding a nice situation for himself in Berlin, but at the moment his team trail 33-21. The only good thing at the moment in Berlin is they managed to score more points in the second than the first, but it's only by one.
Yeah, it's 21 points. I mean, 30 seconds to go. They're 10 in the first quarter, 11 now, and yeah, they're going to break another record, I'm sure.
Sorry, Luschik.
The only worst performances was Girona a couple of years ago, losing to Badalona when they scored, I think, 56 for the game. So they're struggling to even get better than that right now.
The referee gives another one because Gomek was just a little bit quick to step into the keyway there. And here is Lischuk is off. We've got a whistle now that called it the other way. So the other official didn't like the fact that McNilson stepped in. So
bizarre way to finish the half.
I mean, we've had good shots of both officials calling in early on a free throw. Full court pressure. Kaladi giving it up for the team in terms of effort, making McElroy work the whole length of the floor.
And McElroy looks in a bit of trouble too. Kaladi's a good defender.
Jenkins. Gilmack, no threat at the moment at all. McElroy comes off of the screen, turns well, somehow managed to get it in there, and now goes to the basket. At least he went strong. You've got to give him credit for going strong, and there was a swarm.
Well, the problem was he goes slowly, and if he goes slowly, you just attract everybody. Look at this. He goes up there, takes a bit of a travel, and everybody goes after that thing.
Everybody except Matt Nilsson went after that thing.
My goodness me, it was just poster play, wasn't it? Let's pin this one on the backboard.
Well, I say, Lischuk sits down in this timeout. 10.4 seconds to go in the second quarter. When we come back after this timeout, we're going to have Samuel Nalgar on the free throw line. And if you've ever, it's only just coming into half time, but Berlin need these free throws. Absolutely, so desperately need these free throws just to get the scoreboard ticking over a bit. 11 is a lot better than 13.
Well, I think you have to give yourself targets, don't you? You're going into halftime. Let's say, okay, we're 13 down now. Let's get it to 10, maybe. We maybe get another shot after this, but it won't be a very happy halftime talk from Pavicevic for sure.
Well, it's Pavicevic trying to make sure there's two things he has to do now. He has to organize his team because they're going to make these free throws. That's what he will tell him. What's he going to do defensively? Will he show some pressure? There's only 10 seconds left here in the quarter. He's almost certainly going to try and slow the ball down. He doesn't want to foul, though, because he's in the bonus. If he fouls, that'll send Valencia to the free throw line.
Well, definitely one thing is that he'll be on defense the whole time. I thought he'd get another shot, but no chance now. You know, one thing, Mark, is they will you pressure up the floor. Yeah, could get beaten pretty easy, give up an easy shot, 5-on-4 opportunity. I think you just play half-court defense, play it smart, and just give up nothing easy. Anything easy, you got to protect the basket.
Yes, Spahar wants. Well, they almost had 6 players on the floor there. Wow, that'd have been something. Coming out that timeout, there were 6 purple shirts ready to line up for those free throws. Here's Samuel Nalga. The 2'6". It's about 6'8", 6'9". Turkish center makes the first of his 2 free throws. Maybe token pressure up the floor just to try and slow it up a little bit so they can't just get a head of steam up with 10 seconds on the quarter clocks. Nalga's off with a second. Nilsson pulls it down. 8 seconds. Dakolo knows he's got enough time here. Nilsson sets the screen. Dakolo's going to put this up. Steps in for the long 2. Nails one.
Rains it.
Nails one. 36-22. Well, that tells you Costa Perovic going off. But I think they're a little bit of a one-finger thing in terms of he thinks they're the #1 team, thinks they've already won. Have they? I don't know. 36-22. We're going to get a chance to get some immediate reactions now. Let's go and listen to Rashid Wright from ALBA Berlin, see what he thinks with Danny.
You guys are having a lot of trouble to score.
Yeah, we're not getting the looks we want and not executing real well right now, so we got to do a better job.
Well, it's one of the easier halftime interviews about why they're not getting shots, but Rashad, right, we're going to get a chance to listen to Thomas Kaladi. I'm sure this is going to be a little bit more upbeat. Let's see what Thomas Kaladi has got to say.
Thomas, you are playing an incredible defense.
Yeah, that was the goal. That was the team concept for this game, was to play better defense than we did yesterday. We know ALBA's only scored over 75 points in 3 games this year, so we're going to try to do our best. We held them to 22 points in 2 quarters. It's great. If we keep up this kind of defense, we're going to win the game.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck.
Key fact there from Thomas Kaladi. Obviously, the defense is the key. You know, looking at these stats, the shooting percentages are just one of those things that as anyone was not going to be very pleased to write home about. But when Valencia have got the ball inside, 63% from the 2-point line, that looks good. We're going to take a commercial break here in a few seconds, but this final is by far from over. ALBA Berlin will make the adjustments they need to make in that halftime locker room. They will not be shooting 25 and 33% in the second half, believe me. I think they are going to come out of this locker room. They'll be sorting the problems out now. Make sure you join us for the second half.
Coach, you've played almost a perfect defensive first half.
Yeah, like we said before the game, what is the idea? We saw the game last night and we saw how they scored. We prepared the game, hope that we're going to play second half time the same with a little bit better percentage for 3 points.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Come up with, this is what we're going to do, and his players have really executed it, Nick.
Yeah, and exactly right. I mean, the pick and roll from last night for ALBA was working like a dream, and tonight Valencia have just completely stifled it. They've been tougher inside the paint on Chubb and Sekulic and Docin and Golomach, and being physical with those sort of players as they've really backed down the first half. And it's up to them now to rise to that challenge and adapt their own game to meet the challenge of the Valencia inside players.
Well, I think we mentioned that before the start of the game. It's going to be a different proposition going up against Matt Nielsen, going up against Perovic, and then when you've got players of Claver's athleticism, when you do go to the basket, you know you're going to get challenged.
Well, Claver and Perovic both played in the European Championship final last year, so they're top caliber European players. There's no two ways about it. And these players like Adam Chubb and Jerica Golomach and Docin and Blagota Sekulic, they are having to rise to that challenge, and you know what, they're good players.
Well, these fans in the orange of Valencia feel they're halfway to a European title. They will become, Mick, I think you're the man for all these stats. They become the second team to win this competition twice after Ritas.
Yeah, Ritas won it twice. Valencia, the very first winners this tournament back in 2002. So, yeah, it's up to them, and it's up to ALBA to take that title off them, or the proposed title.
Second half action in the final of the Eurocup. Valencia lead it 36-22. ALBA Berlin trying to climb that mountain to get back in this game. Docin guarding Nielsen on the three-point line. Martinez, who's been really quiet. Good defense there by Makarov. They've got to get the rebound. No one boxed out at all. DiColo gets the layup, and the work was done because they played hard, and if looks could kill.
Yeah, I think Pavicevic is looking around and said, this is not going to be one of the nights that I will remember for a long time, is it? It's a tough play. That's a hustle play right there, and they've lost out.
Akuai comes off the screen. Baez finds Sekulic on the inside. Great rotation by Valencia. Tremendous job. Sekulic had nowhere to go.
Back down. He's back down.
Absolutely. Oh, Dakota must have traveled. Claver goes up, blocked. Now chance for Rashad Wright. They've got 3-on-1. They've got to score. McElroy goes up. Nielsen takes his ground, but nice finish by McElroy.
I tell you what, Rashad Wright gave Manny McElroy everything to do on that play. It was another good pass. It was a slow pass, and Rashad Wright was so deep anyway, better off shooting himself.
Here we go, Valencia. Got to get
his first points mark too.
Another defensive series. They've got to pull out one out the bag here. Possession by possession here for about ALBA Berlin. 6 seconds on the shot clock. DeColo slices through the screen. Doesn't get the roll, and ALBA control it.
That's what they need. They need the misses from shots like that, but they've got to clean up the boards, and they have done so this time.
Well, 2 good defensive series. His Byers guarded by Claver, comes off the screen, pulls the trigger for 3, way off. McElroy's after it, but Martinez comes down. Rafa Martinez, who had an incredibly quiet first half. DeColo calls it. This is clock management time here for Valencia. Martinez gets fouled by Rashad right on the floor.
Yeah, Mark, you talk about Martinez having a quiet night, and that's something that would worry me if I was coaching ALBA Berlin. So many of these players. Claver has a quiet 4 points. Martinez yet to score. These players will all come alight at the blink of an eye.
Well, Persavic would have been talking about Valencia drying up. They only get to dry up if you can play some defense. And that's where it is now. Claver gets the ball to Matt Nielsen, looking to go to work in the low post. Well, Doshin gets away with a reach, shows on the screen. Claver, massive mismatch for Nielsen on there. Gets it going against Byers. Should make the hook, doesn't. Got to come up with a rebound, Great effort by Berlin that time. That's 3 successive series. They've done an excellent job at forcing Valencia to take a tough shot.
Yeah, 2 misses and 2 defensive rebounds. That's good to see. Now they've got to get points on the board. Where's it coming from? I'm not sure.
McElroy coming off the screen. Finds Byers. Someone's going to get hot from the perimeter. Could be Byers. Hits the 3. Gets it to an 8-point game. 38-30. Nice start by Berlin.
You know, I think Byers hit a 3-pointer in the first quarter, didn't he? That's his second 3-pointer of the game. 9 points.
Ball movement here. Nielsen puts it on the floor, gets to a layup. You know, Nielsen's smart again. But struggled, goes for a shot he practices, puts it on the floor and penetrated hard. It's 40-30, not 40-27 as it says on the screen there. Byers almost traveled, gets it to McElroy. They're getting nothing under the keyway from any of the big guys. Seklukic steps out, going against Nielsen here. Seklukic tries to go to the keyway. That's not going to get him anywhere. Poor shot by Seklukic. Looks a little bit intimidated.
Yeah, Mark, talk about the slowness of offensive post moves last night, but that was just as bad. You've got to put pressure on the defense. Foul there from McElroy. Got him Martinez. And this is where the frustration kicks in for these players.
Well, McElroy gets his second foul. Belief. This is the key now. This crowd. The Bilbao fans helping the Valencia fans. They want a Spanish team to win here. This is where your belief has got to come in, because plays like that are just going to break your heart.
What a play. I mean, Kosta Perovic looks to set the pick and roll. They divert it, fake it, goes down the baseline, down the weak side. They've got the defense and throws it down. This is not looking good for ALBA right now.
Well, Byers now. Someone has got to spark this team. Byers just made the 3. Going inside here, here's Chubb. Turnaround, settles for it. It's not enough.
Mark, where's the offensive rebounders coming from? Somebody's got to go in there and get an offensive rebound. You can't be afraid of that much of the Valencia fast break.
Oh, extra pass. They're trying to share it now. DeColo for 3 is off. McElroy, they're not looking for any quick options either. They're coming down the floor, trying to be disciplined, yes, but they're 15 down and they're having to work so hard for anything. Rashad Wright finds Chubb, gets a finish.
Adam Chubb, 1 for 3 for the night, 11 for 16 last night. I don't think he's going to shoot another 16 shots in this game.
Well, if he does, they may have a chance, but DeColo guarded by Wright. Get it under 10, make this Valencia team think a little bit. At the moment, they're in cruise control. Martinez for 3 is off. Oh, they've got to take advantage, and that's just frustration by Byers.
Well, that's what he thinks of it too. He knows full well that miss was important. The drop on the rebound was just as important. Here you see, right in, oh my good, catch it with 2 hands, Mr. Byers.
Now the thing is, Martinez hasn't made a shot from the perimeter. DeColo's just missed a couple, and then they're still 13 down. They've got to take every piece of advantage they can. Decolo coming off the Perovic screen. Perovic again, same play. They missed him that time. Clever pulls the trigger for three. It's off. Jenkins does a great job bailing out Deutschen on the boards there because he missed the box out.
Well, I love Spear. That's the second time they faked the pick and roll, Mark. So that's obviously in the scouting report. Reverse the ball and the big fella down the lane.
McElroy guarded by Clever. Comes off the screen, finds a little bit of space, kicks it. Deutschen's not going to shoot that. Yes, he is.
Yeah, twice he will.
Oh, you got it. I have so much respect for the way that this Berlin team plays, but it cannot be an option that says with all that talent on the floor, Deutschen shoots a three. It can't be the primary. There are other players on the floor who've got to work hard off the ball. They've got to take those extra steps away from the basketball to free themselves up, and they've got to get into some rhythm offensively. They're still only 13 down, though.
Well, one thing I think Deutschen's wide open because they know he can't shoot. They're going to give him that shot, although he did make one the first half.
And we got a whistle on the play.
Oh, it's Lucas Steiger in the game. Oh, Stefan Harmon with the foul there.
Yeah, that's his third foul. He sat down with two. He's working so hard. He just needs to find a way into the game. He needs to find a little bit of momentum to get his team really believing. Perovic slips to the basket. Now he's got an advantage on Adam Chubb. Perovic going to work. Gets to the middle.
Costa Perovic. Well, we talked about how many minutes he was going to play tonight. And the reason he's playing minutes is because there's a slow-moving body guarding him.
And they just can't guard him. Costa Perovic, second dunk of the night for Valencia. Still Nielsen. Oh, what are we going to get there? That's going to be an interesting decision by the referees.
Watching the rodeo there, wasn't it? Fell off the horse. Matt Nielsen goes flying up in the air. He says, Spahia thinks it's his foul.
I don't know what they're going to call here because could have been quite dangerous there in that moment. But no one's hurt, so let's thank for that one. Nielsen read it so well. And Haman just, well, I'm not sure.
Oh, the kick as well on the back of the head of Haman. Haman knows he's done wrong there by bending over. Nielsen gets the foul.
10 seconds on the shot clock. You've got to think they've just got to start to score. And I know that we, coaches, people like ourselves, we'll talk about the importance of defense and everything else. Yeah, they've got to play defense because they're trailing by 15 points. But they're not getting any flow to their offense at all. Every trip down the floor is hard work.
Well, one thing is Valencia will switch every screen, so the pick and roll has little effect. There's no low post offense. This is it from the three-point line.
Jenkins got to make, doesn't. Someone has got to, and I keep saying someone, and I don't know who it is, because I don't think Pasevich will know who it is.
Well, Jenkins just stepped in the game, so to shoot a cold shot like that is tough, but he might be the man.
Decolo finds Costa Perovic at the high post. Kaladi finds him in the low post. Going to work again. Little jump hook. He has a repertoire, does that Costa Perovic. He's not the player you immediately talk about when you talk about Valencia. But wow, he's had 2 games.
Big MVP numbers. He's putting up 12 points now for the big fella. He is actually dominating.
17-point margin here. Julius Jenkins steps back. He's got no one to kick to. They're all standing there looking at him. You can see the frustration. A man tries to do it himself, and he draws a foul because he was definite and aggressive in what he did.
Oh, trademark move from Stefan Harmon all the way to the hoop. Pump fake, gets the big guys in the air. Watch this. All the way to the hoop, doesn't panic, jump stop, pump fake, and the big 7-footer from Serbia gets a foul.
See, and Haman just put his head down and went hard, and he attacked the defense. And at times you need to just try to get an advantage. By doing that, you've got to do something different. What they're doing at the moment is not working for them. Golomak is in the game. He has to be receiving the ball in the 2-point areas, not the 3-point areas.
Who do you think's the leading scorer for ALBA, Mark?
Well, Jenkins made a 3. I'm struggling. Byers, or is it Haman?
Stefan Harmon when he makes this free throw. That's how important this man is. I mean, he's done it. He's been very positive. Layups, 3-pointer. Here it is, 7 points. Stefan Harmon leads the ALBA team.
Well, if Stefan Harmon is their leading scorer, they're not going to win. And that's no disrespect to him. Other players have to come up. And it's about working hard. Yes, Valencia are playing great defense, but you've got to work hard off the basketball, and your teammates, you have to think that extra pass now and again. Nielsen goes to the jump hook, no good. Golmag comes down with a rebound. Haman looks to push. He's got, pulls out.
You're looking for a spark, and maybe Stefan Harmon's got that spark.
Jenkins, everything they're doing now is under pressure. Great defense by Valencia. Jenkins slices to the keyway, doesn't get it, gets his own rebound on his own in the keyway.
That's the worrying part. The only man in there getting an offensive rebound. Where is the help? Somebody get in there.
Well, they've got a mismatch over here. Jenkins is being guarded. No, the switchbacks.
They haven't recognized it.
And they're wide open. Gulmak, that's again, comes up a rebound. At least he hung around. Byers, guarded by Nielsen.
Well, the noise is deafening, Mark, isn't it? You know, there's the man with the ball. That's the man with the experience.
Coming off there, her man pulls up. Wants the second screen, gets one, tries to get to the keyway. Perovic, great defense. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Chubb, go to work and score. Oh, he falls over. He's going to get called for a travel.
Good move from Chubb because he backed into Nielsen, but you know what? Nielsen pulled the chair away, just backed off, and that's how he fell over.
It's a clinic, though. It's just for 1 minute, Mick. It's a clinic of how to play defense here in terms of every aspect of it. The rules, the follow the game plan. Valencia just come up with a great defensive program here in terms of how they're going to tackle this ALBA team.
Well, I think so. And ALBA Berlin doesn't have a true low post offense. As Kalati steps in the game well.
Turnover.
Valencia contriving to keep this game close. Being called 15 close.
Just got to start to score. They've come up with a few turnovers. They've come up with a few steals. A man finds Gormak. Puts it on the floor again. Almost turns it over.
See, they've got to score an option, then they've got to start again.
10 seconds, 9 seconds on the shot clock. A man penetrates. Wow. Nielsen tells him, and he got everything he deserved on that move.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? The one man trying to create things, Stefan Harmon, just had to get in there, and that's what happened. Just couldn't get the ball up high enough or quick enough.
There's a guy in the cheap seats at the back behind the basket who caught that basketball. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Jenkins is going to throw it out of bounds. And Byers, look at the body language right in the front of the screen, head down.
Now Marinovic is in the game, and he's just licking his lips.
Well, he sees numbers for him here. 46-31. It's a good job. Valencia's percentages aren't great in this third quarter. This could have been good night, Berlin. And Marinovic handles the basketball. Little show from Chubb. Marinovic going to work, gets the 2.
Oh dear. A procession now, Mark. As worried as that sounds, and I don't want to sound pessimistic, but Alba's having all sorts of problems. They've got to get past 54. That's the lowest points total in any final of the Eurocup or Eurocup.
Let's not write him off. A man kicks it. Byers knocks away. That will be off his leg. And Victor Claver with a quick hands knocks it off. Jose Simeon there on the bench for Valencia. If things carry on like this, he'll have some playing time in the fourth quarter.
Well, Mark, it's going to go wrong. It's gone wrong, hasn't it? You could not. Look, we're in the 29th minute, 30th minute of this game, and they have 31 points.
See, Valencia haven't really lit it up, have they? They only have 48 themselves. Jenkins causes another turnover.
And, you know, that's back-to-back turnovers for them, so it's not like they're firing all cylinders. If this was an even game and the two teams playing decently well, it'd be close.
Got to look at finding another way. And there's a man, gets a layup because they did something a little different. A little bit early in the offense there. They've got to change what they're going to do if they're going to get back in this. 15 down. It's not a done deal here at all. It's only 15. They get a stop and a score. And we're back to where we were at the start of the quarter. Kalati gets the screen from Lischuk. Marinovic, here's danger. And we've got a whistle. Travel called on Marinovic.
Third turnover every third trip down the floor. Now notice, Mark, when they go pick and roll at the high post, there's a travel from Marinovic. Does he move that left foot? Not much of it. Tell you what, that was a close call.
Wow, 10 seconds now in the quarter. What ALBA Berlin wouldn't give to score, now to turn it over. Gulmak saves it, no time left. Oh, it's a foul. And don't know what the team foul situation is. Petrus fouls.
Yeah, Petrus there, a bad foul, really. Golomac is not going to score from way out. Look how far Golomac has to go back to get the ball.
Just back off then.
Wasn't much of a foul either.
Well, they've got to catch and shoot here. 1 second left in the third quarter. Jenkins catches, turns, shoots. And it's no good. 48-33. Neither team in that quarter really set the world alight, but the defense from Valencia has just suffocated the ALBA Berlin team. They trail it by 15, 12-11 in that quarter. It's not done yet. Berlin just need a run. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Vitoria. Three referees just exchanging their last few words there. They've had a good game, the three officials. They've kept on top of everything. But what they have been officiating is a tremendous Valencia performance. Mick, 15 points. What do Berlin have to do?
Well, it's we've been harping on about it. They've got to put the ball in the basket for sure. They've got to get some consistency in their offense. They've got nothing inside. You know, Sekulic, Adam Chubb is 27 points last night. It's not happening tonight, is it? Look at that, 33 points in 3 quarters, the lowest. Every quarter they set an all Eurocup final record. They're trying to get 54. Otherwise, they're going to break Girona's record from 2 years ago. But they've got to get some consistency out of their play. And right now, everything's around Stefan Harmon, the veteran for ALBA.
Well, 12 points is what Valencia had in that quarter. If Berlin can keep them to 12, that gets them to 60. They can't, surely they can't have another quarter like the first 3. They've got to repeat that performance defensively. That may give them a chance to get right back in this. Jenkins comes off the screen. He's just got to light it up, I think. He's got to get himself going. Jenkins doesn't get the drop. Huge rebound by Victor Claver.
Well, you're right, Mark. He had the jump shot. You know, the problem with that offense is hardly anybody touched the ball. It was just Jenkins, and that was it. Rashad Wright yet to score in the game.
Kalati guarded by Jenkins. There's Sekulic in the game. They've probably got their better offensive lineup in the game. Oh, Kalati. Tough shot. They're making tough ones like that.
And that's the difference, Mark, isn't it? Down the other end, tough shots don't go in. This end, it's a little bit more confidence. Marinovic picks up a foul on the halfway line on Rashad Wright. Not a great place to foul.
Well, again, you got to try and set yourself some objectives and some targets and make them chunkable and achievable. If they can get to 40 points and be 12 down.
I like that word, chunkable.
Chunkable. They can get to 40 points here, say it's 50-40 or 52-40. They might start to believe. Golmak's giving them nothing today. Sekulic sets the screen for Wright. Why didn't you stop and shoot the basketball? Sekulic going to work. That's offensive push off, and Marinovic falls over. A little bit of acting, but Sekulic extended his arm.
The problem is, Mark, 33 points, 30 minutes, they're not quite sure. The confidence is gone. I mean, it's now they've got to build the confidence up before they can start getting on even footing with the Valencia team. And now the crowd's getting into it. They can smell it. What are we, 850 away from a gold medal here?
Well, Jenkins sits down as well, Mick, and so we've been talking him up as the answer, and he sits down. Well, here's Marinovic. Finds Kaladi. Extra pass. Lischuk is fouled. And he will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Jericho Golomac there, could have played much better defense, maybe squaring up. I think he turns his body at the last minute, or he goes to block it. There's no way that's going to happen, is it?
Well, Golomac has tried to play this game athletically, and he's just not athletic. So he's trying to block shots, he's trying to put it on the floor. And Pasaric has taken a timeout now. He's extend the defense. Duchesne, this is a final. I mean, this is a great opportunity for Berlin. They can't go in this situation and just lay down and die, and they're not going to.
Well, if you look at the way Bilbao played the 3rd and 4th game and the semi-final, Bilbao have little defenses up their sleeves. Now, I'm not sure ALBA have any defenses up their sleeves to call on. They haven't looked at a zone yet. Maybe Pavicevic won't go to a zone. 15 down, you do or die in the 4th quarter. You've got to go with your man-to-man. But you're right, Mark. Extend down the floor, but looking at the way they played half-court defense, I don't see it happening because there is no pressure at half-court. So how can you get pressure at full court?
Well, timeout for Berlin. Let's see if they can make a change in this 4th quarter. Berlin in this timeout. If it's full court pressure or even a trap or something, the trouble is if they rotate and leave someone open, Valencia just have Valencia have got to miss some shots. And I think the other way, Berlin have to run down the floor and take some early shots. And they can't be too disciplined now. This is where, like, if we make they've tried to run that way and they've scored 33. Let's go down the floor and just run and try and make some early ones.
Mark, you talk about Valencia missing shots. I mean, the first quarter they score 11 points. The third quarter they score 12. They've had their 2 quarters of missing shots. I don't think it's going to happen the fourth quarter.
This should get a friendly roll on the free throw. If he makes this, we've got a 20-point game with 8:40 to go. Nightmare scenario for Berlin.
You need to come with my math lessons.
Oh, yes. Okay, 19-point game. Well, 20-19. And an offensive rebound. And they're on the floor. And it's going to be... almost.
Roll the ball for ALBA.
Rashad Wright, 0 points so far. They've only been to the free throw line 5 times. That tells you a story in itself. Byers guarded all over the floor. Petrus on the dead in stance. He's such an athlete. Byers puts it on the floor, and they're going to call a foul on Petrus as Byers went to the basket.
That's the part of basketball I'm not quite happy about. Look at this. It's one-on-one, 4 guys standing around, and you've only had 8 seconds of a shot clock. Now, you can do that at the end of a shot clock.
Yep.
And everybody gets a touch that way. The defense a bit more.
The ball's just sticking too much. It's in one place. It's in one place again here. Right. Everyone knows where it is. The ball movements, guys. These guys in the Valencia defense are just ready to steal. They're playing the next pass. Gulmak, no shot. Rashad Wright, guarded by Claver. That's a tough matchup. Is he going to get a shot away against Claver? That's a step back. Wow. Makes a 3. Now they've got to start taking some shots. They've only given him 2 for that.
First points of the night, and what a tough shot. Victor Claver, the athletic, super jumping Victor Claver almost got the shot.
51-35, 16-point margin. Get another couple of stops, get it to 10.
Trying to get the ball to Kalati. There it is. They got the ball. Had to work hard for it.
McElroy, probably the better defensive player in the ALBA team. Guard Kalati from way downtown. Great job on the glass by Saklukic. Gets his own, gets a rebound there.
No,
they've got to push.
Someone's worm turn, Mark.
Slowing down again. Have they got enough time to play at this pace? Are they going to keep Valencia pointless for the rest of the game? Rashad Wright gets to the keyway, throws an air ball. Wants a foul, no foul there. Marinovic.
Well, that was the shot he had to make, wasn't it, to get the run moving, and he missed it.
Marinovic steps it out. Pasavic wants the foul. And I know people say if it comes out and he's that bad, he's probably been hit, but well, we'll see. Extra pass. Petrus will finish. He's fouled and 1.
Well, the problem, Mark, Derek Byers on the weak side goes charging out to the 3-point line, leaving Petrus wide open under the basket. That was the rotation that killed him on that play.
My maths is all right. You know, it's going to be 19 if he makes this.
You're working hard now.
I'm working hard. Saklukic in the game. 4th foul. Golomets sits down. I'm not sure if there's an answer. There's enough talent there, but I'm not sure if they have the answers today. Petrus is good from the 3-throw line. Makes it a 19-point margin again. 54-35. 3 minutes into this, they've only made the 3-pointer that Rashad Wright made. Here Emmanuel McElroy comes off the high post screen for Sekulic. Doyson. Almost a turnover. So there's 9 seconds on a shot clock and they still haven't got the ball below the foul line. Rashad Wright guarded by Lischuk. Go past him. And the help's good. Wide open is Doyson again though for 3. Good job on the glass this time though. Saklukic gets it.
Just touched the rim. Now the shot clock's gone off, but it just tipped the back of that rim. They'll get another offense.
They've got to get something a little bit earlier than this. There's only 6 minutes 30 to go. Doyson, Rashad Wright, nice first step, and there's a foul called on Petrus.
And you know what? They won't worry about that too much, although Rashad Wright missed a little jump shot, didn't he? 19 points.
I'm really struggling to work this out. They run all that offense to end up with a Doyson 3. And that just can't be right.
Well, I'm impressed with Valencia because they know the players they can leave open, and Dragan Doysen's one of those players. You leave him open, you know, you're tempting him to shoot, and it's working. The plan is working very well.
Well, it's just hats off to Valencia. We can talk about how much Berlin are struggling. They're struggling because Valencia are just doing a great job. Pure and simple. Another steal. Marinovic.
Walking up the floor, Rashad right there, just got the penetration. The deflection on the pass, though, turned it over.
Marinovic comes off of Nielsen's high post screen. They go inside Lischuk, who can't handle it. He's not quite the size of Perovic, who got the same pass earlier on. 54-35.
Well, he's got about another 4 or 5 minutes to work the game, I think, and he can relax a bit, although I know he probably won't.
Rashad Wright kicks that one after Marinovic's foul.
And Mark, that offense was going to the hoop too. You know, again, 2 or 3 seconds, pick and roll that really wasn't there. There was no screen. And now Marinovic plays as good a defense as you can get against that. Picks up a foul.
Yeah, and Baez sits down. 54-35.
Well, I think Pavicevic doesn't know which 5 is his strongest 5 right now, which is the worst place to be as a coach. Who are your players are going to do the job? Jenkins is back in.
And obviously Jenkins has been a little bit restricted by the concussion. But Saklukic gets it deep, but they just rush it. Didn't allow him to establish position. Rashad Wright fires one. Is off. Wow. Claver, where was he when he pulled that rebound down?
Got his jumping boots on. Look at this. We are going to struggle to get anywhere near 54 points for ALBA.
They're going to struggle to get the 40 at this rate. Nielsen for 2 and 1.
Tough move.
And this is about the 4th time he's made the same move.
Well, you know, I think what's great about this move is just a soft touch. Use the backboard. You know, so many players neglect to use the old school type of use that glass. That's what it's there for.
35-56. It's one of those the ecstasy that they felt last night, ALBA, and the nightmare that is now. Is that what they're feeling? It's such a difficult place to be with 5:20 to go.
Mark, 25 points is the biggest margin in the final. 79-54. Juventus Badalona over Girona. I wonder if that's going to get broken today.
Well, Matty Nielsen makes the 3-point play. It's up to 22 points. Savage still trying to work the sideline. He's got his man in the game now. Emmanuel McElroy comes off Doshin, screens as a man, gives it to Doshin again, puts it on the floor, nowhere to go. He's got to find someone. A man's out of bounds.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You cannot have a poorer game. I said, look at this. The nails are getting chewed now. It is. Oh my word, you know how many fans are sitting back in the O2 Arena in Berlin just head in hands.
Well, they're probably head in hands, head in beer. And they've got to hang on to the positive here, Berlin, when it comes to sitting down after this. Marinovic from in front of the ALBA bench. He was closer to the bench than he was anywhere else. Now's a 3. 25-point margin, 60-35.
And I think the celebrations are not too far away from starting in this one.
Well, it's just this enjoy the performance. A man gets to the keyway. Deutschen with he's had more shots and he's made one eventually. Makes the 3, gets him to 38 points. Deutschen hits the 3, 60-38. 22-point margin, 4:20 to go. Matty Nielsen, Marinovic passes up one. Martinez, who still, I can't remember, I've seen a lot of Valencia basketball, I can't remember Martinez going pointless from like this, and his team still wins, 60-38.
Yeah, very true, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line.
Oh, extra pass, McElroy's wide open, turnover, Claver on the break, behind his back, showtime, no back sit out.
It is indeed, it will be showtime. Somebody's going to throw one down in a minute to remember, give a dunk to remember. Look, Alba's just given up now, that's it.
Well, we've still got 3:50 to go. Clever pulls the trigger for 3. Doesn't get the drop. McElroy, who's got lots of pride. This is where Berlin have to really dig in and say, look, we may have lost it, but we're going to play hard for the last 3:30. We're not going to finish our season on such a down as this. McElroy hits nothing. Perovic helps his MVP quest with another number.
I'm going to give you another stat right now. The team that's won the European Cup, this Eurocup Cup, has not scored 6 in the 60s before. So Valencia set records last night. They'll be setting another record tonight for the least number of points needed to win. Pass!
Look away pass.
Get in there.
Perovic with a little scoop.
There's your
timeout for ALBA. And Matty Nielsen does it all. Look away pass.
What do you think, Mark?
MVP, I would give it to him every week because of the way.
Nielsen?
Well, I'd give it to Nielsen because he does everything. Perovic had a great game. Let's not underestimate the game. But if this is the play we've just seen, look at this.
Come on, baby. There you go.
And he is the heart and soul. The best acquisition I think Valencia have made when they brought Matty Nielsen from Ritas. What a tremendous performance by Valencia. Great preparation. They are literally just choking ALBA's offense. Mix 62-38. These fans, look at these pictures. And I know in the summer they'll sit down and say, we had a great time in Vitoria, we made the final, what a performance, etc. But at the moment, they are just hating every second. Despair written across these fans' face. And don't forget, they've got 40 hours on a bus, Mick.
With Coach Pavicevic at the front. I'll tell you what, I think one of the worst things, Mark, is you make a final and you don't perform. Now, you forget the elation of the semi-final is gone and dusted. That is a distant memory. You don't come to a final and choke.
Well, 24-point lead. Matty Nielsen still standing in the middle of the court here, directing operations. Here's a man, he will not lie down. It's not about winning now for Berlin. DeCola back in the game, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. Julius Jenkins, Adam Chubb trying to actually play with some pride here. Gets to the middle, is fouled.
Well, Mark, first quarter, I think the score was 11-10, and we joked about a 44-45 finish. But look at that ALBA score. I mean, they're not even going to get close to 50.
Well, Chubb made a definite move that time, and that's what's been missing. For more than anything else, they just have not been very decisive or definite in what they're trying to do. You know, they've tried to be disciplined, but they've run patterns, and Valencia have just taken them out of what they wanted to do. It's taken people, you know, now and again, someone's got to really make a definite move. Chubb made a more aggressive move then, gets to the free throw line, 62-40. Matty Nielsen relieves any pressure, gets it to DeCola. Matty Nielsen. Kaladi, little spin, guarded by Julius Jenkins. Nielsen in the post, kicks it back. Claver puts it on the floor. DeCola in the corner, waits, nails one, no he doesn't. Rebound Chubb, Jenkins. 2:20 to go. Jenkins tries to get to the hoop. Great defense by Kaladi.
Well, everywhere's stopped, isn't it? No penetration in that blue area.
Extra pass, Gulmak with his feet set, makes the three. 43-62, they get it over. Surprise, and they're still not happy.
And a beef at the referees there.
He's going to win a European title. He's got to enjoy the moment now and again. DeColo over his little showtime pass. Nielsen, not surprising, comes up with a steal.
DeColo had Perovic wide open, didn't want to give him the ball. The flicking passes all over there.
Nielsen for three is no good. Claver's all over the offensive rebound, gets it to DeColo. 1:40 to go.
Oh, well, I mean, this would annoy me as Pavicevic. Look, Pavicevic's almost walking on the floor, wants to play defense himself. And he was the great guard of his time.
Oh, he was a tremendous player. He's not going to enjoy it. His pride is going to be really hurt now. His personal pride. He literally is on the court. Perovic going inside, will score, and is fouled. And the basket's good. Yep, they will give the 2 and 1 because the ball wasn't going to go in, but knocked away on its downward cycle.
Look at this. Whoa, unbelievable, Mark. What scenes. What scenes, and it will not be music to his ears.
You can see the orange shirts in the background. That picture sums it up. The Bilbao fans, you can see them sitting on the far side. They're appreciating the black shirts there. They're appreciating the win of a Spanish team. This is where they wanted to be. In a final, celebrating a win. 65-43. Valencia are going to be the Eurocup champions for 2010, and they're playing in next year's EuroLeague.
And talking about EuroLeague, Mark, I think it's important. It's probably both these teams could qualify for the EuroLeague out of their own leagues, but out of the two teams, the easier task is probably with ALBA. Valencia's got an incredibly difficult task to get to the EuroLeague next year out of their own league. Well,
the rest of the Spanish clubs, though, are probably we're rooting for them too, because
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if they get the EuroLeague spot, they'll still get the spots out of their own league. So there could be 4 Spanish teams playing in the EuroLeague next year. So that means that beneath them there'll be another 3 or 4 trying to qualify for this competition. So you make the playoffs in Spain, you're playing in this competition.
They're still over on the bench, they're jumping around. Look at Petrus. Nielsen comes over, you know the party's going to start now.
Well, Nielsen is the heart and soul of every team. Well, he'll be a member of that, hopefully be a member of that Australian national team in the World Championships this year. But for this moment in time, as the long 3 is embarrassingly in there, everything except the bank was closed.
That was, yeah, way off, wasn't it? The young fella there coming in the game.
And Gilmack fancies back-to-back 3s, doesn't get them. Little rebound by the youngster.
Well, 65 points to win a game in a final is enough. But
if you play this much defense, it's definitely enough.
But 44 points will not win you many games, that's all.
65-44. Okay, Berlin have struggled. They've struggled as Kaladi gets a little alley-oop. They've struggled because Valencia have just played phenomenal defense. They've played with phenomenal effort, and they have just come up with a phenomenal team effort. Hats off to Coach Svahar. And there you see that both players embrace. It's a final. Everyone should be proud of being here. But the 2010 Eurocup champions are Power Electric Valencia from Spain. Let the celebrations begin. What an absolutely tremendous performance. Mick, sum them up.
Well, what a great team. And coming into the game, I said before, how good is this team? We've seen them all season long. We've seen them lose a couple of games. But you know what? This team has got depth, strength, agility, athleticism, and they can play basketball as well.
Wow, Valencia celebrating on the court here in Vitoria. They are the 2010 Eurocup champions. They have beaten ALBA Berlin in the final game. They have shown what a great team they are. A tremendous performance. 2010 Eurocup champions. Mick, what a privilege to watch a coach prepare a team in such a small space of time, and they've brought their talent, but they've brought their effort, and they have come away victorious. Coach Bahar and Valencia are the Eurocup champions. We're going to get a chance to get some reactions courtside. We're going to have that difficult interview first. We're going to get the chance to hear what Julius Jenkins thinks of the performance and the result. And whatever we say now, let's just think for a moment here about ALBA Berlin. Tremendous performance last night, great effort, and I hope that Coach Pasevich, when they sit down and think, that uses this to take this program onto the heights that he wants to take them to. They'll have to try and hang on to him, and they'll have to try and hang on to players. But they've shown Europe that they are not far off competing at the top levels. And I'm sure, I would hope that Julius Jenkins reflects that when he has that difficult task of trying to speak to Danny courtside.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for him, that's for sure. But hopefully Julius will be brave and say what he feels.
And here he is, Julius Jenkins.
Scoring 44 points, I guess it's just impossible to beat Valencia. We didn't come out and play our game. You know, on offense, I think we rushed a lot of stuff, and I give credit to them. They played good defense too. And on our defense, we wasn't even out there today. They scored anytime they wanted to, and that's why they came up with a win.
I'm sure you will try next season.
Yes, you know, we got to keep going. We still got our season ahead of us, and we got to look forward to whatever we play in next season to try to make it back to the finals again.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, Julius Jenkins obviously disappointed. And we're going to get a chance to speak to the Eurocup Young Player of the Year, Victor Clever. Had the privilege to watch this guy grow up as a player. Saw him play under 16 basketball, under 18 basketball, now a member of the Eurobasket winning Spanish national team. His thoughts at the moment, though, will be with these fans. And Victor Clever is a product of the Valencia club, a product of the system in Valencia. And we're going to get a chance to hear what he says in a few moments. But he would be one of those players who would really love this. If you come for a junior program like he has, winning these sorts of competitions, he is a tremendous prospect still. And we're going to get a chance to hear him talk to Danny courtside. Here he is.
Hola, Víctor. Víctor, esto empezó como una competición menor y fíjate dónde estáis.
Sí, la verdad es que cuando empezamos
This is, we are the winners of this competition. And it's a really important competition. And we've done a very good job all year. And now we're going to celebrate. And we'll be a Euro League team next year. So, a great prize, a great surprise, and we really have to enjoy it. Wow, just a very, very happy young man, Mick.
Well, wonderful sentiments, and he's almost his youthfulness was coming out there as he saw some funny things behind him with the champagne bottles being opened.
Here's Thomas Kalati.
First of all, Valencia was just better.
Unbelievable. I'm so emotional right now. You don't know what this means to me. For this team, this group of guys, special group of guys, we're such good friends off the court. That's what makes this so much better. How much chemistry we have as a team. And I'm so excited. I'm so proud. Thank you to all the Valencia fans that came out tonight. It was like a home court game for us. We played great because of them, because of the coach. And that's all I got to say. I'm excited.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, we've seen Thomas Kalati for a few years here on Eurosport 2, and he's grown as a player, hasn't he? Well, here we go again. We're going to get another interview courtside. And here's Dakota.
On avait des ambitions au début de l'année. Ce soir, c'est respecté, donc c'est bien pour tout le monde.
This was an ambition at the beginning of the year.
Ouais, c'est bien, c'est très bien pour le club, pour l'équipe, pour tous les joueurs.
And it's great for the club, great for the team.
Ça va être un autre championnat, c'est bien pour tout le monde.
And next year we are going to be in the EuroLeague, another great challenge. Let's take a moment now, Mick, as ALBA Berlin collect their runners-up medals. What a tremendous performance by this club to make this final.
Well, second European final for the ALBA team. 1995, they won the Korac Cup in the old days, so this is the next one since then, 13, 15 years on. So the fans back home can be very proud. The fans that didn't make the journey were sitting back at the O2 Arena watching this, and I think there'll be some sort of sense of achievement. They didn't perform in the final, that's for sure, but hats off to them.
Well, they didn't perform in the final. They had a great semi-final win, and maybe one game too many. They just couldn't really raise their game again. They couldn't raise their game, though, because Valencia just came out with a tremendous team performance. But I'm sure when they sit down in the summer and they evaluate this season, they will be proud of what they've managed to achieve as a club and what they've done for German basketball. We're going to get a chance here to hear Coach Pasajevic and his thoughts on the game.
Valencia was on their level, and I think that we were not on the level that we should be. I was hoping to be much more competitive on this game with my team, but we couldn't come up after another game after the last night. My congratulations to the best team of this Eurocup, to Valencia, the club, the players, and of course the coach back here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, very professional, great sentiments from Coach Pasajevic. While that interview was on, we just got you saw Matty Nilsson be named the MVP of this Eurocup final. And I would 100%, and I think we both agree, Mick, what a performance by Matt Nilsson.
Well, I think it's over 2 games, 7 points, 6 rebounds tonight, but yesterday's game, that no-look pass tonight, you know, everything revolves around him, the heart and soul, and fully deserved, there's no doubt about it. You know, other players might have put better performances in tonight, maybe last night, but overall, he's a warrior.
And now that he presents the individual medals to the Valencia lineup, these youngsters will remember this, being at games like this when you're young, seeing your team win. That'll be the thing that you'll always remember. Kosta Perovic getting his medal. He must have been a real candidate for that MVP position. Thomas Kalati. And what a great thing for the sponsors as well. The first year with the team, Power Electric Valencia. And
Well, something got this team turned on tonight, didn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
Unbelievable
We should have
performance.
said that earlier on, but
We're saving all season.
saving it up all season. And the banners is one of the things about Spanish bars. The banners are a tradition. The Colo had a great semi-final, led the fleeing team really well tonight without the real highlights from the three-point line. Some of the support staff getting their well-deserved medals, the assistant coaches, and Coach Spaha. What a tremendous performance to remain competitive in the ACB. They're fourth at the moment and winning European competition. They must work so hard in practice to be able to produce every single week. And these are the pictures that will go around Europe. Now, some nice family shots there. Some of the players with their families on the podium there. And traditionally they will step up as one after they have been given this trophy. And Matty Nielsen is one of the two, and Victor Clever will receive the Eurocup trophy for 2010. And Power Electrics Valencia are the 2010 champions and worthy champions of what has been a tremendous Eurocup season on Eurosport 2. Every single week these games have been of the highest quality and a very fitting champion in Power Electrics Valencia. Mick,
I thought the volcanic ash had come this far south for a minute there, Mark.
some of those German fans were worried about the bus getting back with that, but it's not just about the one game, obviously winning the final, but Valencia have come through some really tough games. We've seen them a number of times on Eurosport 2, and one of the things that Kaladi says, their spirit as a team has brought them through some tough games.
An interesting thing, Kalati was almost an Olympiacos player at the beginning of the season, but failed a medic in a team where he feels as comfortable as that. You don't often find that at the pro level, where your friends off the court. That's very exceptional. So it all adds to team chemistry and cohesion on the floor. And this team, you know what, in EuroLeague next year, you better watch out. One more addition here or there, and it could be a very, very good team.
Well, it'll be really interesting to see who they do line up. It also means if you're a Spanish club trying to make the playoffs, there's an extra space now to make the Eurocup as Valencia will go into the EuroLeague as the Eurocup teams in both competitions. That's not good news for the rest of Europe with the power of the ACB.
Well, there could have been three teams in this Final Four. If you take Gran Canaria, almost missed out in the quarters. Really Bilbao should have been in this final, but they got upset last night. But ALBA, as Neven Spahia there, is walking around asking the players to go and salute the fans. Nice moments.
Well, there's Bahar clutching the fans. We're going to take a commercial break now. We'll be back with some more reflections on what's been a tremendous cup final.
Well, there you have it. Valencia are the new Eurocup champions, 2009-2010, of course. Now, we can go back to 2003. They won the first ULEB Cup, of course. And now, we're very honoured to have Matt Nielsen, MVP for Valencia, of course, which is wonderful. Matt, what a wonderful feeling. You fought so hard. You got, finally, your rewards after playing some wonderful basketball in this last season.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just sinking in right now. It's a bit overwhelming, but this is a great team, and I really feel like we deserve that. We worked hard from day dot, and it's a good bunch of guys, and I can't be happier for all of us.
What about this? Going back to the second quarter, it was devastating. You really did. You piled on the points. Defensively, you showed that you really knew how to control this game, and you did control the game from the start to the finish. Quite impressive.
Definitely. I think when you play these big games, everyone's always a bit tense, so you don't want to have to rely on your offense. We did it. We relied on our defense, and I think it show. 44 points. Pretty impressive.
There was unbelievable defense from your side. But at the beginning, you had clear ideas to post up, attack their defense, posting up both Deutschin and Chap, and then Pavicevic had to substitute them like after four minutes. So that gave you on defensive end easier situation because you didn't have to play against the roll game.
Definitely, I think part of it is the way, like I said, everyone's tense, so it's a lot easier to go inside early, make the plays from inside out, and that was what we did in a week.
Tactically, it was perfect game. I just want to congratulate with you, especially because I feel that you're a leader of this team, and really you deserve all this success. Okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Just one last question, Matt, before you can go down and enjoy your friends, of course. I mean, what now? This is like a big feat in your career. Are you going to stick with Valencia and continue to work hard with this team and move forward?
We got 3 months left of this season, and we believe in ourselves, and we're going to keep plugging away. That's as far as I'm looking right now, and it's as far as I hope everyone else is looking, because this is a good team, and the season isn't finished.
Okay. Didn't hear it, can't hear much. Okay, let's check out the highlights. Thanks very much, Matt Nielsen. Congratulations once again. It's been a pleasure. And let's go and check out the highlights from this final, of course. Valencia, Eurocup champions.
Into the game for Valencia number 20.
We managed to get Neven Spaja, the coach of this wonderful Valencia side. Neven, first of all, you have the right ingredients to win the Eurocup trophy. Your players, you've got some wonderful players on the bench. You can change things around. The ingredients are there, and you found the perfect dish. This is a wonderful moment for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel about what's happened out there and having won so easily? Well, not easily, but you know, with a big winning margin.
No, I'm now a little bit empty, but from my side, how I saw the game, we said already yesterday that we have to play much better defense if we want to win in the final. And we knew that it's very difficult to repeat such night like we had yesterday with the 16 shots of 3 points. Today, almost perfect defense, and I'm really proud of my players, how they did follow our scouting.
What I would like to ask, Neven, we talked before these games. You said about the locker room, beautiful atmosphere in the locker room. When I was a player, I always loved if the situation like that happens, and I want to congratulate myself with you and the whole team that you have that. And the other thing, since from the beginning, you had the clear ideas how to attack ALBA Berlin defense. Can you tell us something about that, the key game?
We knew that they defensively on pick and roll every time step out or hedge, how you call it, and we knew that we cannot attack that big guy, that we're gonna pass the ball immediately after first dribbling, and after that depend of the player with the ball. We have always somebody alone or in the corner or our big guy inside. It's almost impossible to defend. If you attack on show with so many dribblings, they made good rotation, and it was the key offensively.
Absolutely, absolutely. In the third quarter, you had beautiful triangle cooperation with the guy, especially what you were saying. Once with a dunk of Costa Perovic, the other time skip pass on the other side with a 3-point shot. It was perfect reading for your players.
Yeah,
you must be happy.
We did perfectly. One time when you was coach of Milan, I heard you during the one time out that weak side or Lado Debil will win the game, and it was the clear example of that. I think that this game can be well analyzed for the basketball defense.
I absolutely agree. Even both sides, offensively and defensively, because that's what you did. You moved the ball offensively,
yes,
and you had always perfect rotation defensively.
We had clear idea what we want to do, and players was full of that.
Yeah, I saw Florent Petrus putting a lot of energy, a lot of switching on the guys when they did the diamond offense. Coming on the fourth side, he was stepping out, taking their shooters way to 10 meters, 11 meters. That was another key of the game.
Flo did a great job today, and I think that he's one of the best defensive players I ever met in my life.
Absolutely, I agree.
Neven, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Congratulations. Go and join, all of the team and have a wonderful evening. We'll see you a little bit later. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the EuroLeague next year.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you go, Sasha. Neven Spajav really happy, obviously, with this fantastic victory. A wonderful performance from Valencia. Top quality, don't you think?
Absolutely. You asked him at the beginning about his deep bench. He had like Kelati, Marinovic coming off the bench. Liszczuk, whoever, even Florent Petrus defensively. They brought a lot in this game. Marinovic offensively brought some easy 3-point shots. Kelati was reading, ALBA Berlin's defense great. He had a beautiful, beautiful game. So, if you have a bench like that, if you have atmosphere, you have all of them cheering up, jumping off the chair, every time your companion scores or do something good, then you have this feeling of a champion. They are the champions. They really deserve it. So I'm really happy for Valencia, and my congratulations to the whole city.
Well, there they are. Valencia, they've managed to win this match fair and square. ALBA Berlin, they go home empty-handed, but they've shown that they can play with the bigger teams in Europe, and that they've played some great basketball over the last couple of days. For us, Sasha, I'm afraid it's the end of a relationship for the moment, of course.
I'm not afraid. I'm happy to end this relationship. Let me just say one thing for ALBA Berlin. They were missing their big threes, they were missing like Julius, they're missing Emmanuel McIlroy and Rashad Wright. They didn't have a good game. But that's because of Valencia's great defense. They prepared the game on them. And in a game like that, you cannot miss the 3 players so important as they are for the ALBA Berlin's game. Nevertheless, they can go home, with a heads up. They did a great job, they played the finals, so, congratulations. big kiss, a big hug to my great friend Luka Pavicevic.